A new power is rising. Its victory is at hand. To war!
The board is set. The pieces are moving. We come to it at last. The great battle of our time.
Remember, some of the original visions for the game were to bring to life the world of Middle-earth that you saw in Peter Jackson's films and make it interactive at your fingertips on your PC. And we're really proud of what we've done there. The creatures have emotions, the world feels organic and alive, and we also think we captured that little magic of Middle-earth where you have, you know, a Gandalf racing across the battlefield to save some archers that are under attack by orcs, or you make a last desperate attempt to stop a Mumakil by calling in the eagles and take it out before it gets into your base.
Peter Jackson's films were really an incredible bar for us to try to reach in terms of the look and the feel of the game. So we really watched the films quite a bit and made sure that all the key characters were in there, all the great voices and personalities, and then try to transfer that into a Lord of the Rings or RTS is a real big challenge.
You shall not pass!
I think we've really succeeded in giving you that feeling of, you know, of desperation. When you're in Balin's tomb controlling the Fellowship and those trolls break down the door and those goblins swarm in, it's a scary moment. It's a moment that you think, wow, this could really be it. You know, the Fellowship could die here. The hobbits could be crushed under the feet of these trolls. Aragorn could be pulled down by all the goblins, and it's really up to you to sort of, you know, pull them out and save the Fellowship and save Middle-earth.
We're also really happy about some of the changes and innovations we brought to the genre in terms of the new interface, the emotions on the creatures, the living world map, the aspect of time, really tying that game to the film. We're confident that some of these things that we've done in this product are going to be kind of the fundamentals of the genre going forward.
When you play it, you feel like your characters are really responding to the environments around them, to the battles, to the wins and the losses of their particular situations, and that's what really brings the game player into the experience and making him feel like he's really part of the film trilogy. In an RTS game, the characters are really small on screen. You know, when you have thousands of orcs, you really rarely pay attention to what each one of those orcs are doing. But when you have 2 or 3 trolls milling around that group, you really pay attention to how they're moving and how they're reacting to the environment around them. So the characters like the trolls and the tree ents and the Mumakil, the giant elephant characters, those were the most fun to work on, and they're the most visual. Some of my favorite moments in the game are when a troll comes just through a whole horde of soldiers and just whacks them with a tree trunk and sends them flying, or when a tree ent will walk up to a bunch of orcs and punt them across the screen. It really makes for a cinematic feeling in the game. While you're in the middle of a game that you're still trying to get all your objectives and win the game, you still feel like you have a very cinematic moment there when those things happen.
The biggest challenge what we wanted to do with this game, as opposed to some of the other strategy games that we've worked on in the past, is really bring out the sort of epic drama that you have in these situations in the movie. And traditionally, there's really a sense of sterility and detachment with the units out there. And you're clicking on them, they might say something that is completely irrelevant to whatever they're doing. And same thing with the music and everything. Everything's kind of detached. But here, we try to bring out these dramatic moments. We have all the actors there from the movie. When they're in trouble, they scream out. When they need help, or when they're retreating, they call out. And the unit responses in the game, which are the things that when you click on the guys and they talk, and the different things they call back out to the player, that's sort of all automated. There's about 5,000 lines dialogue for that, and then just for just stuff that's specific to the solo missions, there's like maybe another 2,000 to 3,000 just stuff that is tailored towards the unique experience during the solo campaign. All the things that the guys say out there when you click on them and stuff, they're calling out battle. They're commanding guys to go here and to go there and defend this and defend that. It's very it fits right into the world. You don't feel like it's in a different game really. If you kind of think if you listen to it for a little while, you would hesitate to maybe think that you're listening to the movie.
I was always working to try and put emotion into what we're seeing now. Emotion in a battle is certainly different than emotion when two people are talking to each other, but this is an RTS game, so we're talking about kind of visual emotion. Where the camera is. Is the camera creating energy? Is the camera very slow? And Moria is a really great example of that. You're in this deep cavern, the camera's just moving along, there's not a bunch of fighting or things going on, but there are these critters that run by every now and then in a screech, and it's a big haunting place that sets a mood. Some of the cinematics are much shorter, but generally, we're trying to set you up into a battle and then pay you off after you've won that battle.
You've got sides that play very differently from one another. You really cannot approach them the same. You cannot play Mordor in the same way you would Rohan. You'll absolutely lose if you try. And you cannot play Isengard the same way you'd play Gondor. You'll absolutely get overwhelmed if you try. And so players will really have an opportunity to play the game 4 really different ways.
We've done some really interesting things in this game, and the player gets to do some really fun things in that regard. I mean, you can play the evil side and destroy Minas Tirith. I mean, that doesn't happen in the movie.
Things we hoped and planned to be great, like the battle at Helm's Deep or the battle at Minas Tirith. I mean, those, when I play them, and I play them in their finished form and the polished form, it really feels like I'm there at the battle that I saw in the films. The desperate hope against all odds that our small force of good is going to be able to fight back and just triumph over the forces of evil. I mean, I also like all the personalities of all the characters and units there, because I really feel like I'm interacting with the people and creatures that I saw in the film.
EA Games.